What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Nintendo Friends, where we talk about everything gaming, but mostly Nintendo. I am Hector, your host, and with me, as always, is my co-host and fellow gamer, Abel. How you doing today, Abel?
What's up, guys? I'm doing great. We're back.
We're back in the studio,
Back
baby.
in the studio. Yeah, we'll do it live.
We'll do it live.
Yeah, no, it's good to be back. It's good to get the actual face-to-face interaction.
Yeah, I know. I get to see your face in person.
Yeah, feel all the spit.
And I get to cough on you in person.
Yeah.
Exactly. I'm still under the weather, but we're still going strong.
Yeah, exactly. But we're here. We said we'll do it live. So yeah.
Yep. Yo, Abel.
What?
We have a week until the Switch 2 comes out.
Yep, 1 week.
1 week.
Counting down the seconds at this point.
The minutes, man. At this point. But sorry, my water bottle, I'm making a whole bunch of noise. But, since the Switch 2 comes out next week, I figure we can take a moment. Yes. Take a whole show, actually.
Yes.
A whole podcast episode. To talk about the memories that we have.
Yes.
I will remember you.
Regale some nice Switch memories.
Of Nintendo Switch. This little cutie right here.
Yeah, look at it. It's so cute. That is the Skyward Sword version, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, no. This is actually the Tears of the Kingdom version. I don't know if you can.
Oh, is it really?
See that? Yeah.
Well, I was wrong.
That's okay. But it's the Tears of the Kingdom with the Skyward Sword Joy-Cons.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
I was looking at the Joy-Cons.
Yes.
I was half right.
Yeah, you weren't totally wrong. But we're gonna be talking about our favorite Switch memories.
Yes.
We've had the Switch has been out for 8 years now.
Golly, that's crazy.
And I've had my Switch for I think 6.
6
You had yours
about 7.
Yeah, 7.
Just shy.
You've had
7.
no 6.
6.5.
Oh, yes, around that time.
Yeah.
You've had yours for 5 years.
5, yeah.
'Cause you got it in 2020.
That's right. Yeah.
So we're just going to talk about our favorite Switch memories that we have, and as we go into this new era of Nintendo.
Yeah.
Because the Switch 2 comes out June 5th.
It's good to reminisce. Good to get a little nostalgic, reminisce, about this console, because this is a great console and it's done so much in our lives, personally, and we just want to share some of the stories with you guys. So yeah, here we go. You want to start?
I can start us off. So, man.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna cry.
Turn the camera off.
So the Switch came out in 2017. My first memory of ever seeing the Switch is I was working at a call center and I was on break and one of my coworkers just pulled out a Switch. I was like, whoa, what is that?
Yeah.
He's like, oh yeah, this is the new thing from Nintendo. And I'm like, oh man, I haven't played Nintendo forever.
Nintendo.
And he pulled it out, put it in tabletop mode. So
nice.
Took off the 2 Joy-Cons, and he's like, this is a new Mario Kart. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
And I was like, that's pretty cool. So I think it was that night I went home and just looked up Nintendo Switch videos.
Yeah.
And the first person to pop up was a guy by the name of Beat 'em Ups.
Oh.
Now this guy is the reason why I fell in love with the Switch. I saw the Switch at my work.
Yeah.
But then I started going down this rabbit hole of YouTube videos. He was one of the only few people making a bunch of Switch videos.
Right.
And he just made it sound like a good idea.
To get one.
Yeah. So but at the time I was, so that was 2017.
Right.
Come 2018, I'm living in a new place. I'm in a nice neighborhood, but I'm living in a huge house with 5 roommates.
Yes.
And we're all guys.
That's where you were at when I met you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is a long time ago already.
This was 2018.
Yeah. 2018.
And so I was working at the mall, so I was kind of struggling. Okay, we were in a nice neighborhood, a really nice house, big 2-story house.
Lovely gated community.
It was a gated community. It was a good neighborhood, right? But it was expensive. So I'm working at the mall, busting my butt. A Switch is really not a priority at this point. I'm
right now,
trying to live.
Rent. Yeah, rent is your priority.
Rent and food. What am I going to eat? Am I going to eat Pop-Tarts again for the week? So, it wasn't really a priority.
Yeah.
And so, but I just kept watching Beat 'em Ups videos, and it just seemed like a more and more of a good idea. And finally, I saved up enough. I got a new job.
Nice.
End of 2018, maybe beginning. I don't remember the exact time, but it was around that time, or the exact month.
Yeah.
But I finally had enough, saved up enough to go get a Switch. I'm at work. I go leave work on lunch with my manager because I was cool with my manager. But anyway, so we go on my lunch to GameStop. I pick it up and I pick up Super Mario Odyssey.
Wow.
And Mario Kart.
Nice.
The game that made me like, ooh.
The initial like, ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I picked it up, took it home, and I didn't go to work for 7 days. No, I'm just kidding. So I just
lost my job, my livelihood, my
COVID hit. No, I'm just kidding. So, that is going to be part of the stories as well.
Later.
For both of us. And so like I went home, popped in Mario Odyssey and fell in love.
Nice.
With Nintendo again.
Beautiful, man. Yeah. Poetry.
That's my first story. That's my first memory.
Yeah.
But what about you?
Well,
yeah.
Well, dude. No. Yeah, so my story goes back not as far back as yours. Back to 2020 during COVID, like we just mentioned earlier. So this is September 2020. So in the heat of COVID, lockdowns are all still a thing. Everyone's shut in. We're all losing our ability to be social with one another. And, we're all miserable, right? It's
of course.
COVID. It sucked,
yeah.
Right? Y'all remember 2020, or maybe you don't. I don't know. It was a long time ago.
It was a tough time.
Yeah, it was tough, to say the least. And so it was September 2020. I was kind of going through a bit of a rut, I was at the time dating my wife, my now wife. We were just dating at the time.
Ooh.
Yeah. But ew. No. But
ew, girly.
So we were dating, and I did not know this, but apparently, September is like National Boyfriend Day or something like that. Is it September?
I wouldn't know.
Yeah. Well, I learned that very year. So as a gift and as a surprise, I had no idea, and maybe you were in cahoots with her, which I don't know. You didn't know either?
Well, she had asked me, I think, like, about the different, like, models.
Right.
So, like, I was like, well, the Switch Lite is cheaper, probably a little bit more for your budget,
Yeah.
I mean, she could have bought you up.
Oh, so you downsold her.
You enjoyed your Switch, did you not?
Yeah, I know, I did.
You get what you get. What a horrible boyfriend. What did you get her that year?
Nothing.
He married her the next year.
Yeah, there you go.
Right?
No.
Oh.
2020.
Oh.
We got married in 2023.
Oh. Dang.
Sorry, cut that.
It took him 2 years or 3 years.
3 years, yeah.
Like.
So, anyways, my girlfriend got it for me as a gift. Unbeknownst to me, it was a huge surprise. She got me the Switch Lite, the gray one, and a game.
It's really black.
Charcoal black.
Yeah.
That one. And she got me a game with it, and that was Animal Crossing New Horizons. Yes.
Yep. The game of 2020.
The Switch game of 2020.
The game. Like like not
the
just
penultimate
Nintendo.
COVID game.
Yeah. Celebrities were playing it.
Yeah, everybody was playing it.
Frodo was playing it. Machete was playing it. Everybody was playing it.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, I know Elijah Wood played it, but I didn't know what.
Yeah, Machete, dude. I went on his island. Knives everywhere.
Cool. So yeah, that was my introduction to the Switch, and I was super excited. I personally love the Switch Lite. I'm a portable man. I love my portable consoles. I love portable Nintendo consoles too.
Yeah,
so when she got me the Lite, I was like super stoked about it. And Animal Crossing too. It was just such a great time killer.
Super.
Yeah. It was just such a great time killer because there was nothing to do during COVID. And
this dude
I spent
all day.
Hours on that game because at that time, a little bit of backstory, I had lost my job because of the pandemic. Yeah, I got laid off. I was working at a school and they're shut down. But I was getting the pandemic assistance.
Yeah.
Which was very nice.
Man, I forgot about that.
Yeah, for a good little amount of time there. So I was at home, my beard was getting long, I was greasy and unshowered and a horrible mess. And I was non-stop playing Animal Crossing.
We would play like at night.
Yeah.
I would go to sleep and I would wake up at like 5 a.m, like
log in
because I would have to. Well, no, I would have to work out.
Yeah.
And I would look. Well, yeah. So before like the workout, I would be on my Switch
And I'd still
he was still up. Like, he was still playing.
Yes. Late
insane.
night hours, time skipping and whatnot.
I went to go check on him. He's like, yeah.
My fingernails were all long and my hair was all crazy. But no, I loved it. I couldn't put it down. That was basically the gist of it. I could not put that console down. It was so great. But that was like my introduction to it. I had always been like an avid Nintendo follower, and I had always wanted a Switch for the longest time. And so I had kept up with all the directs and everything like that. But getting to actually have one in my hands, like I just did not put that thing down. So yeah, that's my introduction. I don't know if you want to share like further on in your exposure
in COVID.
To the Switch. Yeah.
Yeah. So like, so 2018, 2019, I had a really good time. Pokemon Sword came out. Link's Awakening came out, the remake, and that was like Smash. Oh yeah, Smash Bros. I didn't get Smash Bros until 2019, so like it took me a while, but all this time I was falling in love with like Nintendo Directs and things like that.
Just keeping up with it.
Yeah, just kind of like basically being in the know and wanting to know more and stuff like that. So still watching beat 'em ups. My favorite YouTuber. Golly, I keep. So yeah, I just look. So I mean, like I was just like I was in it. Like I was learning like Nintendo history. I was learning like but like I listened to a lot of podcasts.
Nintendo theology.
I kind of like did what became a Nintendo theologian.
Yeah.
And just like kind of made up for lost time. I started buying games. But anyway, we're talking about the Switch. So Nintendo Directs and all that. 2020 hits and I play Celeste. I play nothing but Mario.
Animal Crossing too.
Yeah, Animal Crossing. But for me, it wasn't like as much as like a game for me as it was for you. Like I do still play that game like now, but like in small doses. And that's how I played it like over the years, just like small doses. And you know, I wouldn't play for a while. I had to like clean up my island, kill all the cockroaches, you know. But for me, it was like new games. New games. Paper Mario. Remember when COVID hit, they just started like announcing things in directs. Yeah. Like cold dropping it or like the announcements. They weren't like, oh hey, like we're gonna have a direct. They just
what's coming up. It was just like
it was just like, but Paper Mario Origami King. I was like, what? A new Paper Mario? Like I remember that morning.
Right.
Like watch, you know, just and like
you texted me too. I remember you did.
And like I had like a gaming channel, my gaming channel, like just me.
Yeah.
And like I started to like have this idea that I wanted to like do Nintendo content, and this is like for the Switch. And I tried to make a couple games, and I made like a couple good videos, but like something was missing, so I kind of stopped. But anyway, played Celeste, played Paper Mario, played a lot of Zelda and Mario on the Switch.
Right.
I fell in love with Breath of the Wild in 2020. I bought it in 2019. Hated it.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
And then played it in 2020 when things got hectic or really bad, and I fell in love with it.
Just gained a whole new appreciation for it. Yeah, exactly. And I remember you telling me, like back in 2019, around the time like we first kind of really started to get to know each other better, you were very much like, you know, I don't really like, I can't get into it.
I didn't vibe with it at first. It just like wasn't my cup of tea. But then the pandemic hit. Didn't have nowhere else to go. Just played Super Mario 3D All-Stars and Breath of the Wild. Like that's and Super Mario Odyssey. That's all I was playing. I mean, like little hints of other things like Sword and Shield, but like whatever was out then. But Mario Odyssey, 3D All-Stars, and Breath of the Wild. Yeah. As well as all the old Zelda games. So I started playing Ocarina of Time on the 3DS, but also on my like modded PC. But then like it was just like Nintendo like fest.
And then Skyward Sword too.
And then Skyward Sword came out, you know, and then
2021.
All of that. And just like and then Smash Nights started happening.
Yeah.
And just like the amount of like love for Nintendo that the Switch made me have, like or brought back, is just it's overwhelming. Like just to think of like where we were a couple years ago to like now how I just have all these like games now. I have like I mean I know I don't have like a huge collection like where it'll fill a wall, but like I have a lot of Switch games.
You got a sizable collection.
I got a good like amount, and it's like all the games that I like wanted.
Right.
So not like that I need that game to like fill my collection. No,
Right.
it's just like what I wanted to play, and like I played a lot, so that's just another thing.
Yeah, and well, it's cool. Like in the midst of all that, like 2021 ish, like moving out of like the serious COVID time and into just like
where life started getting back to normal.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, and we started like hanging out more and stuff like that, and getting more into it together. That's when this channel came about, like the real concept of the channel. Like I remember you coming to me and saying like, you know, I have this idea, like I want to do a podcast, I want to talk about the Switch, I want to talk about all this stuff, because like you said, you were getting in it, you know, you were really about it.
Yeah.
And you knew I was like that too. So I think it was something that like you wanted both of us to venture in together. And I was really like nervous about it, remember? Like I've always been a gaming fan, you know, but the film or the podcast aspect of it was something that was
at first it was like just audio.
Yeah. But it was definitely more of a creative outlet for you.
And like you were kind of coming along for the ride.
Just coming along for the ride, you know, because like you felt like, oh, you know a lot of the older things, or like you've been around.
Well, what it was
or how was it?
You had like this knowledge where when I left Nintendo,
right, that's what it was.
You filled in those cracks.
The gaps, not the band gacked.
You filled in those cracks.
Cracks.
Gap,
crack. Snap, crackle,
yes. Pop. So you kind of made up for the knowledge that I didn't have.
Yes, that's
and exactly then like I made up for lost time. I made up for lost time and like became, you know, started doing all that.
Yeah.
But then we started this channel.
Yeah.
And dude, like I started looking back, and just like how far we've come. Like it just started out as like an audio thing only, and then I remember we should start making. Yeah, it was just. So go back and look at our first. There's a playlist on our channel, and it's called just podcast episodes. If you look back at those videos where it's just audio, and then like it starts like having our logo, and it's like blinking, and it's like, you know, just how we're trying to find our way. Like when we started making videos, and then it was just like audio with B-roll.
Yeah, slide B-roll.
Yeah, and then like we had like a good idea, but then like the execution was just not there until like then we started making, you know, really good videos. Like I remember the Mario movie came out. This is like skipping a couple years, right?
Yeah.
Mario movie came home, and that was a little better. And then like after that, like Tears of the Kingdom came out, and then, you know, like we're getting near the end of the Switch, and then we're here.
Yeah.
So like, you know what I mean? It's just like if it wasn't for the Switch,
I was gonna say the Switch really was that like catalyst for both of us to really essentially start the channel.
It was the spark that started the fire.
Yes, exactly.
And I don't think we, as people, like, I hope you don't mind me sharing this. Abel, when we started, was a very closed off individual.
Oh yeah.
Like you were not outgoing. You were not. And I think like
not the type of person who would be like, yeah, I'll do a podcast.
Yeah. Let me ask you, why did you say yes initially?
Pure pressure. No, I'm just kidding.
Dang.
No, I'm just kidding.
Called out?
No. Not at all. I as nervous as I was about it, because I was nervous, like, and you could even hear it in like the first couple episodes.
Sure.
The first like
if you even go back and look at the first time you're on camera, you're just like,
I'm super awkward. Like I'm looking at the camera, then I'm looking away, and then I'm like, I don't really know what to do.
You look dead too. So you're
yeah. There are times where I'm just like kind of like dazing off.
You look
or whatever.
spaced out,
yeah. But it was the nerves. It was really just the nerves. But I really wanted to do it. Like I knew it was going to be fun. It wasn't an issue of like, oh, I don't really want to do this, but like I guess, you know, whatever. It was like, no, I really want to do this, and I kind of have to like push myself to like step out of my comfort zone essentially.
Yeah.
But because I wanted to, like, I loved the conversations that we'd have off camera, you know, before we did the podcast. And I was like, yeah, I think we have like a naturally good rapport, and you know, it's easy. It's just easy to talk to you about video game stuff. And so I was like,
and it's easy to talk about stuff that you're passionate about.
Yeah,
stuff that you like know, and like that knowledgeable about, and stuff that you love.
Yeah.
And like.
And so I was always down to do it. It was just a matter of like getting over that that nervousness,
like the fear,
or the anxiety or whatever, and just the social whatever. But you know, I feel like both of us have grown a lot out of it, you know, as a result of the channel.
And I think we've kind of grown closer. Like the amount of times that we, well, the amount. I think what really does it for me is like a lot of work goes into like doing these videos, but like in the setting up and like tearing down of like the sets and everything, the lights and the cameras. Like, there's a lot of times where we just like would like talk about what we're gonna talk about in the show or in the episode, and when we're like making the set or making like when we're setting up, like there's like a lot of laughs in between those times.
Yes,
and that's all because of the Switch.
Yeah.
Like if I didn't buy a Switch in 2018, going into 2019, I don't think we'd be here. No, I don't even think we'd be as close.
Yeah, for sure.
Like we'd have a pretty good relationship, but I don't think we would be as close as we are now.
Yeah, because I know we relate on other levels, like music and other stuff too.
SpongeBob,
yeah, Seinfeld.
Oh yeah,
yeah, oh yeah,
oh yeah.
But yeah, you're right. You know, like I think at the end of the day, video games is really what solidifies like a lot of the connection that we've built over the years. And again, it all kind of goes back to just the Switch and how it's that ultimate, you know, just awesome Nintendo console. That's what the purpose of the Switch is, you know, just to bring people together, right? And I think looking back at all the years that we had the Switch, 8 years, I think the Switch definitely accomplished its goal, bringing people closer together, because we're living proof. You know what I mean? So
like its success is not only in its like
financial,
in the financial gain and
or the numbers or whatever.
It's like what it does. It sets out to do.
Yeah.
But like I am really gonna look. Like it's crazy to think that like the next gen Nintendo console is next week.
That's crazy.
And that a couple of years from now, I'll get to look back on the Switch and be like, oh, man, like that was the best.
Yeah.
Like that was the best time.
Yeah.
And I'm happy. I'm happy that we get to have those, and I'm excited for the memories we're gonna make with the Switch 2.
Right. I'm excited for next week,
dude.
I'm so excited.
I'm nervous. Like I'm like getting like with each day that goes by, I'm getting like knots in my stomach. And
it's
like,
the first time we've ever gone through
like
a new...
up. No, I'm just kidding. It's the first time
we've ever gone through a new console. Like,
together. Or even just like
with the channel or whatever.
I've never bought a console like day one.
Yeah.
I always wait like a year or two to like fix all the bugs out. But being a content creator, like it's kind of expected.
Right.
You know, so it's just like, oh, by the way, I do want to. One of the last things I want to share. This is the console I've bought the most of. And that's insane to say because
oh yeah, dude.
Like like just like how many, like if you go to a random person who likes video games, not like a hardcore gamer, but just somebody who really likes video games, like will play the Call of Duty, will buy each console as it comes out, like, oh yeah, I got the new Xbox because I want to play Call of Duty or whatever, right?
Yeah.
If you ask them like, how many PS5s did you buy? What do you mean? Just one? Or like, okay, how many Switches did you? How many Nintendo 64s did you buy back in the day? You only had one. Like, you know,
for the whole family.
For me, let me count them on the show.
Yes,
live.
Please do.
So I bought my initial Switch, my day one model Switch, the red and blue Joy-Con,
classic Switch model
with the big bezel in the middle. And so that's one. And then I bought a Switch Lite, a blue one.
Yes.
And then I bought the OLED.
Yes.
Which is the Splatoon one. Okay. Then I bought one for my little cousin.
Yes. That was a light.
I bought another light. It was for me, but then I gave it to her.
Yes. It
was the Indigo one.
I think that's also on our channel too.
It is on our channel.
Yeah.
Actually, you keep track. This is 4.
That's 4. Yeah, I got it.
And then I bought one for my friend for Christmas. It was the coral one, the pink one.
Yeah. I remember that too.
And then I bought the Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom one, which the one I have now.
I just showed you.
And then I bought the Pokemon Diamond and Pearl.
Diamond.
Yeah. Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl Light.
Yes.
How many is that so far?
That's 7.
7?
7
Show
Switches.
the camera. 7 so far.
Count them 7.
So
3 lights and the rest are all actual
and then
consoles.
we're not done.
Oh, there you go. We're not done.
So, and then I bought another Indigo one. But that was okay. So that one was actually a giveaway. So we're at
yes.
Aren't we at
was a
8?
giveaway.
We're at 8 now.
Yeah, 8.
That's weird that you have 3 like that.
Pick them a 3.
Throwing glasses. What is it? Whatever in Glorious Bastards.
Yes. 3.
So it's 8 Switches, and then I bought one for my cousin. That's 9.
9 Switches, 1 for each year of its life.
It's only 8 years.
Well, 1 for each year of its life and an extra.
Math is hard, you
Yeah,
guys.
yeah.
Anyway, but it is nevertheless, all that to say, it is the console that I bought the most of, and it's just insane. How much money is that?
Dude, I don't even wanna...
I don't want to talk about it. But like, I just love this console. It's probably my favorite console of all time.
Get drink of water, man.
Yeah. Woo! But it's insane, man. The Switch has done so much for me personally, for us, for this channel, like
for a ton of other people, like.
And I can't wait to see where we go next.
Yeah. Amen, brother.
Amen, Brader. Is there anything else you want to share? Anything else you want to get off your chest with the Switch?
Well, no, I'm just kidding. On a down note, guys. No, I'm just kidding. No.
You have 2 Switches too.
I do have 2 Switches, yeah. The Splatoon one that he mentioned before, that Hector mentioned before, he graciously bestowed upon me for a wedding gift when I got married in 2023.
Yes.
Yeah, not 2020. Whatever. Yeah, you're like, I wasn't even there. I don't remember. Yeah, I got that that was handed down to me as a wedding gift.
Because I can't have 2 OLEDs. What am I going to do with 2 OLEDs?
Yeah, exactly.
So, but anyway.
But so yeah, now I have 2. I have the light, and then that my wife gave me, and then this one.
Really quick question as we end out this episode. What are the games you played the most? Like, what is the most hours you put in? I know you don't remember the hours, but what games do you have the most hours in?
Yeah. Well, for sure, number 1 is Animal Crossing.
Like 800 hours?
Is something ridiculous like that, yeah. Animal Crossing for sure. And then the next one would probably have to be... you know, it's funny. A lot of my hours are into the Nintendo Switch N64. Because... I guess I'll share this little story real quick.
We're about to end, dude. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I know. Wrap it up. No, but my wife is not. She loves video games, but she's not like an avid gamer or anything like that. But when I got the Switch Lite, she was just really interested in like watching me play and things like that.
She's a backseat gamer.
Yeah, she's a backseat gamer for sure. But like she genuinely is interested in like watching and seeing the story progress in games and stuff like that. One game that we played together that was on the N64 was Ocarina of Time. She had never played that before, never really seen the game, you know, knew some of the songs and stuff like that just from it being so popular. But we actually sat down and we played the whole game together from start to finish, Ocarina of Time. And we also did Majora's Mask too on the Switch. So we put in a lot of time to the Switch Online, specifically the N64, just playing the 3D Zelda games and like really enjoying it as boyfriend and girlfriend with Ocarina of Time, and then as husband and wife.
That's cool. Yeah. That's really cool.
So, you know, it's been great just to have that as like a little family unit, you know. So I'd say that also too, just for us playing those games together. But those are for sure like the top ones. Yeah. What about you? What are some?
Yeah, last thing I want to, like one of the last anecdotes, I guess, is just like the amount of times we... Oh, I'm sorry, the hours, right?
Yeah, the
hours.
Sorry
about that. Probably Animal Crossing is up there, but I think it's one of the lower ones, even though it's a lot of hours. The YouTube app. But Tears of the Kingdom, Super Smash Bros. Gotta have that.
Yeah, for the nights.
Super Mario Odyssey, because of the amount of times I played that. Breath of the Wild, a lot of hours. Breath of the Wild. And I think Pokemon
Dragon Quest.
Sword and Shield.
Really? Wow. Over like Dragon Quest? Builders?
Oh, Dragon Quest Builders. Yeah, is a lot. The first one, not the second one, because my cousin took it over. I lent it to my cousin and she fell in love with it. So, but yeah, Dragon Quest Builders 1 for sure. But yeah, just the amount of IPs that I fell in love with.
Pikmin, dude.
Like Pikmin,
I feel like
Dragon
really
Quest,
fell in love with Pikmin
Dragon Quest Builders. Fire Emblem.
Yeah, Fire Emblem. Yeah.
I didn't share this. So like before I bought my Switch, one of my roommates in the big house that I mentioned, he was like, I was thinking about getting a Switch, and this will be the last story I share. Is
we can go on and on with.
Yeah, we can go on. But so one of the things that I was thinking about getting a Switch, and I asked him, hey, like, is the Switch worth it? He's like, oh yeah, actually, I have mine in my bag. Do you want to like play it a little bit? And I was like, oh yeah, if you don't mind. And so the first game that I actually played on the Switch was Fire Emblem Warriors.
Wow.
And a funny thing about it is like, and then I played Breath of the Wild a little bit. So, but that was the first game I ever played. And I remember thinking, man, when I get a Switch, I want this game.
Yeah.
And I got my Switch in 2018, 2019, and it took me 5 years or 6 years because I barely bought it like a couple of days ago.
Yeah, crazy.
But because every time I see it, it's like $40, $50, like anywhere I look. It was at GameStop for $20.
Hey, that's a good price.
Like the everything, like price. CIB, and like I was like, I've waited long enough. Like here it is, $20. I don't think I'll ever find it this cheap, unless like I wait a couple more years. But I was like, yeah. So I think that's the last game on Switch. Like
and you were just playing it the other day.
That's the last game on Switch that I will buy, while the Switch is the only Nintendo console out.
Wow.
So like I'll obviously buy more Switch games for the original Switch, but like the Switch 2 will already be out.
Right. By the time you buy your next one. Yeah.
So I think that's the last. So one of the first games to come out on Switch is my last game.
Yeah.
To like purchase. So that's insane. But man, it has been so fun. Yeah. It's been so fun, like reminiscing about the Switch, and we're ready. We're ready to, put it.
Bring it on.
I mean, I don't want it to die.
Bring it on.
Bring it on. But we're ready for the Switch 2, and guys, get ready for more content. Like we're ready to, we're ready. Like we've been talking about so long, and there's nothing to talk about. We're gonna have stuff to talk about.
We're gonna have some stuff to talk about.
Yeah. So
better friggin' believe it. Yeah.
But anyway, guys, thank you so much for listening and watching. If you're listening to this on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen to the podcast, be sure to rate us 5 stars. If you don't like us, don't rate us at all.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Don't.
And remember, you can get 10% off of W when you use our code NIN10. That's NIN, the number 10.
Nice. And if you're watching this on YouTube, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And let us know some of your favorite Switch stories. What are some of the awesome Switch stories that you have when you first got it or during the COVID times? Let us know. We're really curious because we know the Switch has impacted all of our lives for better, for worse, but most likely for better.
Well, for better, for worse, when we married?
Yeah, I know. That's my marriage mentality. No, but we appreciate you guys. We love talking to you guys in the comments. We love all the feedback that we can possibly get. So, yes.
Remember to like and subscribe. Remember, we've got merch.
Yeah, merch.
We've got music. Go listen to our music. We got to make more. We're making more music.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but
2 songs right now.
Mm-hmm. Be sure to play the heck out of those because that helps out a lot. Remember to like and subscribe. Did I say that already?
Yes, you did.
Well, like and subscribe already. Golly. Guys, thank you so much for watching and listening. We will see you on the next one.
Later.
Bye.
Bye.